us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we're going to go to the Ripley's Believe It or Not segment here today. We had an order here today to buy this soybean oil at 40.56. I shaded it by a little bit because I thought we'd get there. We went through that. We had a stop at 39.56, folks. The low was 39.57. We still have a $120 loss in it, but keep your stop working right there at 39.56 because if it gets there, you don't want it. You'll notice these cycles here on these lunar cycles have been usually pretty close. And we've got a headwind right in here, you'll see, and then we had another one. This one's today, which is the big one. The big cycles today here that we're looking at. So anyway, make sure you keep your stop at break even on that. Not at break even, but at the original price of 39.56. That would be a loss of $600. Right now, we're out about $120 is what it looks like. Okay, now let's take a look here at this NASDAQ. Here's where we were. We just made the 382 off of that big high that we had back here when it was trading at. We rallied 1,000 points. Is that correct? 18? Yeah, 1,000 points. We rallied up. So if we can get above here, that would be a really good sign. But the first thing I'm looking for, because this is a strong cycle day, is to see what the 382 is going to be if we get one. Because that'll tell us whether this market has legs or not. So that's what we're looking at right now. I'm looking at a short term, but that's the way you finally get an edge on whether it's going to work that way or not. Let's take a look at a couple others that we were watching for today. Those of you that get the newsletter, you know that we were very, very bearish. The gold market, let me get this up here so we can take a quick look at it, and we'll get this an hourly chart up because we had a really nice pattern up there today. Hold on one second. And there it is right there. We had a perfect Gartley right there at 96. There's your A, B, C, D pattern. It went a little bit higher. It got to 49 and almost hit 25. So it went $4 above the number, but then it's sold off quite a bit, and we'll just follow it. You'll see there's where we were right in there. It got filled right there, came all the way down here, and then on the rally back, see we had a rally back. So you want to recheck this. Go from your high down to your low, and the rally back went right up to the 50% level, pretty much spot on. But the most interesting one from a technical perspective was the silver. We're just going to take a look at this because this is the one that happened last night that what I thought was really a real beauty. There it was Sunday night, ABCD exactly at the 61% retracement, folks. This is a $2 per ounce drop in the silver. You'll see that the rally back stopped right at the 382. So this market still is heading to the downside. We're going to find out how much it's going to go, but we'll be watching it closely like we do just about everything else. Our guest today will be Grace Morris of Astro-Economic. Astro-Trends is Mr. Winsky. Okay, we'll get on and have several questions here. One is about the E-mini here, S&P. I'll get it up here so you can see here. There was our action for today. Last night, you see we had a break. We had 1382 retracement right up here, right off of this high, and then the market cascaded down to make that 51.20 level. Remember, this was trading at 56 and change just a few days ago, folks, so this is a big drop. But the 382 on this number came in here at 42.98, and we missed it. It only got to 42.78, so it missed it by about 20 points, whereas the NASDAQ made it, and the Russell made the 382, but not with the S&P. So now we're watching is to see if there is a chance here, if this could be a major bottom, folks, because of the cycles that are there. it's got a chance to have a pretty good rally. And frankly, watching what's happening with these markets that are out there, and the people are talking about it on Bloomberg, there's no fear in the market at all. Let's take a look now at the big daddy rabbit that's running all this stuff, which is the Treasury bonds. Let me get this out of the way here. And I get the Treasury bonds. Where are you? Bondies. Here we go. See, the bonds to me were the key last night, because even though they were up, you can see here's what would happen. There's where we were in the bonds Monday. That was actually here's Sunday night right here. We got to 26. Then we went up and made a little bit higher. This was right around 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Okay, here's where we were in the opening. And see, and then when they started to sell off, that's what gave the market its bounce. And all we've done now in the Treasury bonds, and now remember, this is how I try to look at these markets. See, we completed the first part of this ABCD pattern right here. Now we had this little rally right here. Now remember, this is only 1 hour, but 1 hour in Treasury bonds is a lot of action. So I'd be watching to see if we've exceeded the 382 or whether we went exactly to it. We came within the exact price about 2 pips away. So as long as we can stay down in this area with the Treasury bonds and Treasury notes, there's not going to be a major what I call crash type. This is not a crash, what we're seeing, folks. This is just a normal correction, 4 or 5%. And believe me, we could have one hell of a rally from here, and I'm suggesting that could happen. But get ready to sell, folks. We've made a major top in the stock market. This is exactly what we expected to have happen, and it's happening. So you got to respect it. That's what I think is the bottom line. Okay, now let's move over here to the crude oil market. As we thought we were going to have a bottoming process in the crude, this is what This is what the AI program showed. We see a lot of small ABCD patterns, but if we look at this on the hourly, get this up here, you can see it. We went down and we made a new low, which was not unusual. You can remember we were watching this low from way back where. There it is. Now I got to do 4 hour because it doesn't get enough stuff. Hold on a minute. There's what I want to see. You see, we took out those lows from way back here, which we thought we were going to do, and we did. So what we're going to do now is look at it, how it did it, and where it went from there. So there's the hourly chart. Here it is right here. There was the low right in here. We came down, made a new low, okay, took out all that action there, but it didn't stay below it by very much. Now this is a $1,000 move here, so you've got to be extremely, extremely careful that you don't want to get trapped into something like this. So you want to try to find a really clear pattern over the last few days. So if you blow this up a little bit, just going to blow it up, and we're going to see where we are. Okay, I'm just going to clean these out because this is what I was watching. There was our high here from Friday. See that big move that we had here? That was a pretty substantial move, folks. It was $2 a barrel. You came down. There was your 1.618. Now look, you took it out. That's at basically 72. The low was 71.75. So that's pretty close. Okay. So I said, well, that looks like it could be pretty good support. We stayed there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and then we started up. So that's when you want to start looking at it after it has that first move up. Now let's take a break here, and we got to pay a few bills, and then we'll be right back, and we'll talk about the heating oil, and we'll also be talking about the gasoline.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks. This is the RBOB gasoline contract. As you notice, we had the ABCD measured here to 227. The low was 226. You can see the 1.618 was at 224. But the fact that we've been rallying all day, I want to go to a 15-minute chart to see if there was any 382 action that might have told us where we might be. And as you can see, here was our bottom being made. You can see the final. Let's just double check this to see how close we are to the exact low. There's your ABCD leg right there, coming in there at 226, pretty much spot on. Then we start up and we have hardly anything going here. We had this little tiny bit of a pullback here. This would have been one, but I don't think it's enough to even, well, I have to measure it because it's a swing. There's your high. And it comes in at the 50% level. Then we had this one here was a pretty good correction. That was about 3 cents. Let's just measure that to see if that was a 382, because then that will tell us, oh, there she is right there. There's your 382, and now we're starting to continue to move higher. We'd had a little back off right here. That's probably a 382 off of this last one too. Let's just double check, and there it is right there. So still got some bias to the upside. Now let's take a look at the heating oil, and stay tuned, folks. I will talk about Apple. I've already had Tesla, of course. And the next one we're going to look at here is the heating oil. We'll get that up here so we can see here. That did almost the same thing, but this is a little more bullish because we did not take out the lows like we did in the gasoline and also in the crude oil. We did not take out the June lows. These held, so that's a good sign. So we were looking at it around 23.31, and it went all the way down to 26. So looking at the hourly chart on this, we'll see what kind of a trip it took down to that level. And you can see it was really pretty straight down. There was really not much you could do here. It hasn't really rallied very much, so nothing to do. Now we'll switch over to everybody's favorite, Apple, and we'll take a quick look at that. We'll take as long as we need. Okay, hold on 1 second here, folks. Here's Apple. We'll get it up here. And, well, we've had a heck of a rally back. By golly, that's one of the reasons why the market's rallying. We had you can see there was your, there was that 382 that we talked about just the other day. There was your 382 rally, a 5-day rally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day rally, took out the previous high, and then you broke down. And of course, you exceeded the ABCD because of the gap. Now, what we have to do now is, because of that gap, we're just going to measure where it should have gone to, because there's your ABCD leg, should have measured here. But because of the gap, you have to correct this to be 1.27 of the previous move, which is that one right there. You're just going to make this 1.27 instead of even 1, and you're going to see that that takes you to 197, and basically the low today was 196. So it came within $1, and it's rallied $14 from that level. So let's move with this here, because this is important. We're going to go to the hourly, and now all we're going to do now is clean out all this stuff right here. And we're going to reset default so that I can see it the way it's supposed to be. And there's the big move down. Now let's see if the rally back is, it's already exceeded 382, I believe, folks. That's another good sign. Not by much, but we did get up to 211. That was the 382. There's a gap in here. So this is a key cycle date that we're looking at. Whether we go sideways or take the lows out soon, I don't know. But when we take out the lows of today, that's when the real fear is going to hit the market, in my opinion. But like I say, it's my opinion, and I'm often wrong, but never in doubt. Now we're going to take a look here at Tesla, and see, move on here. Where was Tesla starts with a T, doesn't it? Very good. Well, you learned all that stuff there in Terre Haute, Indiana, at St. Benedict's Jesuit. We did the same thing. Here's where we are. We're almost down to that level here. Here's the same thing. You see, there was your ABCD pattern here in Tesla. It should have stopped here at 94, but because of the gap and the strength down, you've got to change this to 1.27. So if you come up and change this to 1.27, I owe this to Bryce Gilmore showed me this, and there's your absolute low right there at the 188. It's already rallied $14. So it's acting pretty good. Now, this is very important that if we start going below this, which eventually we will, that's going to be something to watch. So I'm just giving you a rough idea of what I'm seeing in the markets, folks. So we'll see see how they end up. We had a question about Goldman Sachs, because it had a monster move to the downside. I believe I think it did anyway. Yeah, it definitely had a big move to the downside. There's where we were. This is part of the reason why when the Dow was down so much. Let me get rid of this volume stuff. I don't need to look at that. Because we were down. Let me clean everything out, and then we'll be able to look at it. Yeah, there was the gap down right in here. In fact, it held. Oh my goodness! I think it held the 618 at this level right back here. It looks like. No, 50%, pretty much right on. And this one here would have been correction. Ooh, there's the 618 right there off of that level right there. Somebody at Goldman Sachs must be following Mr. Fibonacci. It's rallied from 35, it's rallied 20 points. So here, let's take a look at this to learn something from it. We're going to go to the hourly chart and see what the 382 back is, because there's your ABCD right there. There's your last one. See, A, B, C, D, and then boom. So write your thing on this one, folks. Watch this 382 coming back, which will be into the gap and stuff, which you'll get there. 473. We're going to put that in there because we're going to be talking about that when we get to that level, because that's where we're going to find out whether Goldman Sachs has got enough power to get back through it, or we've made a major top, folks. I don't think there's any question about that. I wrote that report several weeks ago explaining you why, and I thought it might be doing it, and that's what we're watching. The reason, of course, partly the reason was we were watching this Bradley model, and we should be down until election day, if there is an election day, whatever that means. Anyway, you can see here we've had a pretty big move down. Here's where we are. Here's where we are in August, right here. This was the 5th. Okay, we get this little bit of bounce in here. That's what I think we're going to be seeing, and then rolling over right in here. So watch for a little bounce here between the 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12 days, whatever it's going to be, and then look out because it probably has some more to go to the downside. Because what we're following now is nothing more than the ABCD patterns and the intraday patterns to see how they handle the 382s and all the other things that we're looking at, because that gives you a rough idea of what you're watching as you're watching these things unfold here today. Okay, we had one other. Let me get rid of this heating oil. We don't need that anymore. We don't need this anymore. And that's the crude oil. We just did that. And then we've got, soybeans. So someone asked about the soybeans are acting relatively good. They were really weak earlier, and then they came back and they're rallying back up again. Here's our beans. You can see we had the low way back here. We didn't quite make a new low. We did in the oil, but then the market started up today. And here's an advantage when you remember some of the stuff about these swings. We have this big up thrust right here. Look at this little pullback, folks. What do you think that is? Johnny, raise that placard. Raise that placard.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we have Grace Morris of Astro-economics here in the house today. She has 12 years of experience here in the market. So I think it's 12, or is it more, Grace? I can't remember.
I think it's about 3 times that.
I was going to say at least 4 or 5 decades, because I've known you 5 decades, so it's probably pretty close to that.
Yes,
Grace,
for sure.
tell us what do you think's happening now, given this big, I know we had this big date that we had, this big Astro date for today is pretty big today and tomorrow, but what are you seeing here?
Well, first of all, I think we're going to be on our way already back up by the end of the day. We've got a Sun-Jupiter sextile, and it's well placed. For all the doom and gloomers, this ain't going to do it. Go back to 1987, 2015. How many times has the market dropped and it wasn't followed by catastrophe and recession? And I've been saying for 2 years, recommending not only the Magnificent Seven, but to say how good our economy is, the best in the world, and that isn't going to change. Oh, by the way, the Magnificent Seven are so huge that for the long-term investor, they're going to certainly be back. They're having a temporary, some of them, problems, but they will overcome them. I'm very optimistic.
Yeah, well, there's no sign of fear in the markets. I mean, I watched Bloomberg this morning with the Dow down 1,300 points. People just acted like it was a small down day, and of course it rallied back 600 points really quickly. So there is no fear in the market like we had in October of '87. That's no question about it. Now, there was in the Nikkei. Now the Nikkei is down 12%. That's the largest drop it's ever had.
Raised rates. What do they expect? I think the reverse in September begins, which I've been saying all along, the rate cuts, and there'll be more after as they continue. And of course, the Fed's getting trounced because they didn't do it this month or sooner. So I think we're going to be back in pretty good shape with a long drag out downtime. Plus, it's a buying opportunity when you see a pullback. Just like gap ups in the charts graphs mean it's time. That's a great buying opportunity. Too many people still think they're trying to catch falling knives instead of saying if it's going up, it's going to continue to go up.
Okay. Now
you said that date.
You sent me a natal. You sent me a natal chart here. I'm going to bring this up so the folks can take a look at it here, so you'll be able to see it. This basically shows the top where you see it. This shows Jupiter and Mars and Uranus and that. And then where do you get your bullish configuration on this, Grace? What makes
bullish configuration is the end of the day is that line. With the fourth, it says on it, and 23, it's Sag, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is sextiling the sun.
Okay, all right. I don't know what that means, but it looks like it's pretty much. All I know is it's a big cycle. That I basically look at the numbers, and that's what I'm watching for. When I see that with that lunar thing that we have today with a big new moon, so that's a trigger mechanism because we'll see what's happening. But this is pretty good. So. Okay.
And a Mercury stationary, so going retrograde for the next 21 days, right.
Tell the folks what Mercury retrograde means to people as far as communications and stuff.
And in the financial world, and sometimes there's a pullback that starts it off, but if you're looking at how to use a Mercury retrograde, you're going to find that people you haven't talked to for a long time come back into your life. And it is not a time to sign contracts. My quarterly called The Right Time, I put signing dates for all over the world and to start businesses. And the businesses I've worked with in 30 years have been very successful. And I certainly would avoid the next 21 days for starting a business. And a reminder that the magic formula for the stocks that go over $1,000 a share is Sun, Jupiter, Pluto. And I try to have that in my signing dates and also when I help a business get started. I have a new business that just started last week. It's going to open in Singapore, and it will definitely wait until we have another Sun, Jupiter, Pluto combination. In my book, I've usually put for the year ahead when that happens. I think the next one is September 15th. We have that combination. So anything that IPOs on that date or starts the first trade has an extra advantage. Now, you also have to check the fundamentals and the technicals. So if there's 20 stocks, you want to pick out the best, and they'll have the Sun, Jupiter, Pluto advantage.
Okay, what is the business that you're starting? Can I ask what it is in Singapore?
I don't know yet. This is a brand new client, and we've begun working on the. Okay. He's. I'm sure I will know before the week is over.
Okay. Hey, listen, thanks for joining us today, dear. You did a great job. We'll have you on again soon. This is the first time we've had a major corrections in a long time, and we were glad to have you on today. But I agree with you. When we hit that bottom this morning, we were down 2 standard deviations in the NASDAQ, and I said, it's got to stop here or it's going to go down forever. And, of course, it did rally 1,000 points, believe it or not. That used to be a month's range. Now it happens in 3 hours.
It's amazing. Doesn't it help to have our long experience? And by the way, my website is Astro-economics.com.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll have you on again soon.
Thank you, Larry.
You bet. Grace Morris, folks, Astro-economics, and we'll continue on here. We're looking here at the NASDAQ. As you can see, we made that 382. What we're watching now is to see if we can back off into this area right here. What Grace was talking about, these major cycles that's supposed to occur on the 5th or 6th. It could be a day off, but the way it's acting right now for the NASDAQ to move 1,000 handles like this is quite a bit. And not only that, but the back off here is, we got a caller coming in. Hold on one second. I'll bet you it's Mike. The thing is paused. I'm sorry. Got to retrain me when you do these, pals. Let me get back here and go live, and then we'll get it up here. There's what we're watching here. We're watching to see how it can back off into this level right here. When we were at this level right here this morning, we were down 2 standard deviations, both times. That's why this low was so very, very important in the NASDAQ. Not only that, but if you remember looking at this on the daily, we were right at the 1.618 expansion with 2 standard deviations. Hello, operator. You can't get anything any closer than that. And now you can see where we are from that low we had way back in October. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back here.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I've been asked to take a look at the intraday on silver and gold. Here's gold. We made the 382 off of the high up here. Hold on. Timeout. Something's wrong. Probably can't see the charts. Mr. Z is on the line. John, how are you doing, my friend?
Larry, I'm doing very well, and thanks for taking the call, sir.
You were 45th in line, but we put you ahead of everybody else. But don't tell people that, okay? Because they'll get upset giving you preferential treatment, all right?
I'm feeling special, Larry.
You got it, brother. What can I help you with, my friend?
The bond market, please, Larry. The bond futures extended this 4-day rally, flight to quality stuff. Yep. We got up and over that December high. That was at 126. So we got over that, extended past. We've reversed back down. And of course, Tom O'Brien has taught us, those who are his students, of potential failure patterns. So we don't have any proof of anything yet, but now that we're back under 126, this is a potential rally failure pattern. And, of course, only time will tell. So having said all that, I wanted to ask what you thought. If you're buying dips, if you're shorting rallies, if you could just go through that for us, I'd be much obliged.
Well, it'd take an act of the Lord for me to go bullish bonds, because I believe long term, the high was 172, the low was 106, and this is just if you will just look I don't quite mean it sarcastically like that, but if you look at the weekly chart here, we could certainly make 130 on some type of a blow-off move. All we've done now is just take out the last year's high in December. But if you go back and look at this, I mean, look where we are, John. This was not even, the high was 178. So this thing is, this is a dead cat bounce no matter what you look at. This is actually the first major ABCD correction we've had here since this thing started way back in March of 2020. So this is interest rates are going to higher. It doesn't make any difference what the Fed does. Interest rates are going to go higher. There's just no other way around it. Now, this is a flight to quality, as you say, but I think it was I thought didn't think it was going to go up Friday, and it did, and it went up again today too. But now it's holding its own. This could give us a reason why people are going to come in and buy the stocks, which would give us a 3 to 4 day, 5 day rally in the stock market, and that's going to be a sale. I mean, we've broken the back of this puppy. I mean, you find somebody that doesn't think that, I'd like to know, because boy, it certainly looks negative to me.
I appreciate the thought on that, and I'll just have to say publicly, the men and women of the Jesuit order over there in Terre Haute,
At St. Benedict's, yeah, they're still there probably. I know the place is still there because I got nieces.
Just lastly, Larry, I just wanted to mention something to you about all the grain markets. Yeah. This comment applies to both corn, beans, and the three classes of wheat. Just like the severe decline seen in NASDAQ futures and S&P for that matter, a good deal of that has been because too many speculators have been too heavily long those stock indices and stocks generally and are paying the price. Interestingly enough, on all those grain contracts, the speculators, and they're not necessarily the same people, are heavily short. And if they just start covering, we can get a real nice rally in those grain contracts.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised today, John, to see corn right out of the box rally 13 cents. I mean, we haven't seen that since to move with the 13 cents in corn in a day. That's hard to believe, but I guess that was part of being oversold.
Yeah, just to tell you, farmers are not selling down here, so they're not sellers, period.
Yeah.
Secondly, if the markets start to rally, the speculators are too heavily short. They're not going to be shorting. So the question is, who's left to sell? The answer may be absolutely nobody. If that's the case, and you and I have watched markets long enough over all these decades, but when there's nobody left to sell, a market can rally 10% in the blink of an eye for no other reason that there's just no sellers left. So whether that happens or not right here in the month of August in these ag contracts, of course, I don't know, but I certainly wouldn't be shocked.
No, nothing shocks me anymore, John, just like I know how you feel the same way. So you just got to be prepared and use a stop. That's what you have to do.
Well, I'll pass your name along to the Jesuits here in the state of Wisconsin and bid you adieu and thanks for your time.
Thanks. Say a rosary for me, buddy. I appreciate it, okay?
Will do. See ya. Bye.
Okay. John Chapman, folks, out of Mr. Z and the Tiger Den. He's a very, very expert trader and gives us a lot of great information. What we're looking at right now, folks, is the Treasury bonds. As you can see here, they're trying to make a 382. It missed it the first time, and it's right up here at 16. It's 2 pips away from that level right here. So if you'll notice on the big move down here, we had a really strong rally, went up 55% of this leg right here. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to move that over and put it in right here, because if it repeats itself, what it's going to do is it's going to come right up here to 125.16 at a 382. Now stop and think, folks. This is taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This has taken 2.5 hours to try to make this. So if you sell it here at 16, 125.16, you put your stop up here at 125.26, you're going to risk 300 American dollars. And if you're right, you're going to get a move that's going to take it down at least this far right here, the same distance. So all you have to do is to measure that from this level right here, and that will tell you'll come all the way down here to 124, folks. That's a $1,500 move with a $300 risk. That is acceptable in my terms. So let's get this out of the way and just move this back here to show you, because these markets repeat over and over again. All we're watching is this repetition to come in, and it's right at the 382, which is there at 125.16. So simple enough to do it. Whether it's going to be the case or not, we'll have to wait and see, but that's what we're paying attention to here. Today I had a question on another stock. Hold on, I'll get it up here very, very quickly. That's International Business Machines, and it was down today. It's actually holding up relatively well. There it is right here. We've had not much of a change here in IBM. There's your ABCD to the down. Let's just go to the 4 hours so we can see it really clearly, and I can put the whoops, I got to update this thing. Just 1 second. Refresh. Just give me the 1 month will be okay. There we are. Okay, here's where we are with IBM. There's the ABCD leg to the downside. Of course, with the gap down, you've got to add the 1.27. You can see it made the 61% retracement of the low we made way back here on July the 10th. So let's keep an eye on that. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I'll wrap it up here. We've had a pretty big break at the stock market, and somebody just asking me a question here, and what is it? I don't see any questions in here, so I must be wrong. Evidently, that happens quite a bit. Sorry about that, boys and girls. Anyway, I'll move on here a second. I'm trying to see if I have any questions in here, but I don't see it. So anyway, just remember, we got a question from Austin. Steve from Austin, Texas.
Yes,
what can I help?
Just
what can I help?
natural gas. What your thoughts on the natural gas market is?
Well, you're going to catch me in a bad place here because I'm not able to tell everybody what I'm doing, but I'll tell you because believe it or not, Steve, I have not looked at natural gas in a couple of days because I've had a lot of things going on. But I believe we were near a buy down in here. Yes, there we are. Here I'll tell you what, how close we are. We are within about $10. 185. We're trading at 194. That's a beautiful pattern. It's a 786. It's an ABCD. It's 3 drive. It's just about everything you could ask for. I'm glad you brought it to my attention because it's on my watch list now. So watch natural gas at 186. We're at 194 right now. The low today has been.
Larry, thank you. And when you get Mike Moore back on there, whenever he comes in, would you ask him about the natural gas?
We're going to have Mike on Thursday. We'd say today we have Grace. Monday, tomorrow's Bill Meridian, Jeff Hughes, and on Thursday we're going to have Mike Moore will be our guest. Okay, so we'll be watching it closely. And thanks for calling in, Steve. We really do appreciate it, my friend. In fact, I don't know how you got through with all those lines lit up like they were today. Son of a gun, you must be headed for the lottery, play the lottery today. Okay, thanks for joining us, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Okay, folks, live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.
The Gold Report.